Hello my friends, welcome to your second tutorial on the crossback pose. The versatility of this pose is a never-ending fountain of tutorials. So in today's class, I'll be taking you through the second entry to get into the crossback pose and breaking it down into conditioning drills so that it becomes achievable and memorable. If this is your first time finding my crossback pose tutorial, I recommend you head over to my first tutorial on the pose up above. This first tutorial is going to be a much easier entry than what you'll be learning today. In my opinion, crossback is an intermediate pose and is not suitable for beginners to the aerial hammock. With that being said, I realize that all experience levels will be watching this video, which is why I am breaking it down into strength and conditioning drills. These drills will allow you to focus on building the strength required to do this pose successfully. It is common to feel fatigued quickly, particularly in your hand grip when practicing aerial. So if you start to notice your hand grip becoming weaker, stop and take a break. Because of the amount of strength required to get into the crossback pose, I recommend having a spotter with you. If you cannot have someone with you, make sure you have your phone charged and within reach, just in case you get stuck or hurt during your practice and need to call for help. I also recommend lowering your hammock for today's tutorial so that you can reach the ground more easily when you get fatigued and need to come out. Having a lower hammock will also be more comfortable for standing inside and wrapping. Ready to learn the second entry into your crossback pose? Let's get started. I'm going to demonstrate the crossback pose second entry on both sides before I start teaching it to you. So I'm going to come around behind the hammock. So demonstrating first on the left side, I'm going to come through for a tree pose, release the same shoulder to the front, look back. This is the most difficult part of this particular pose, is this twisting around fish-like flap almost. And then you come into crossback, coming out. And we'll go for the other side just so you can sort of see it in your mind's eye before you start practicing it. Again, coming into tree pose, right leg. Right shoulder will come to the front. Looking back to the hammock. And cross back. Coming out. Alrighty, so let's start to do that together. We're going to break this down into 3 steps. So first step is to come into tree pose. Let's bring that right foot onto the hammock. Reach up and then bring yourself into standing, hips come through the center. This is a harder drill if the hammock is up higher, because obviously you're taking that big step into the hammock. Try and control the swinging by bringing more weight into the hand grip and pressing that standing foot is in the hammock towards the ground instead of out in front. You're going to bring that free leg that's behind the hammock, the left foot, out wide to the side, and then bring it to the inner thigh. You don't want to bring it onto the knee joint because it's going to press it out wide. The knee doesn't like to bend that way. So bring it onto the muscle part of the leg. Alrighty, so the same shoulder. So my left knee is bent, left shoulder is going to come to the front. I might press out through the center to bring that left shoulder to the front and then release the hand out wide. So that's our first stage is here. And then you're going to start to lean towards your bent leg. So that left shoulder is coming towards the left knee. Start to look back behind you. And then you're going to start to lean back into the fabric to switch your hand grip. Let's come all the way back. So this hand grip here, just to explain it, so you're pulling the chest through the center of the hammock. So pulling with that left arm. And then also the hand grip, noticing the hand grip here. So the left hand, palm is face inward. The right hand, fingers are inward. So fingers are on the inside of the hammock. Let's come all the way out. So coming back the way you came. So to bring your chest back to the front. Reach up nice and high with your right hand back onto the right side. Bring the shoulders back through center, reach up nice and high with both hands, and stepping out of the hammock. Just noticing and checking into the body. Is there anywhere that held onto tension a little bit more? Any joints that maybe were being compromised and the muscles weren't working hard enough? Maybe in that standing leg knee. Let's do it 2 more times on that right side. Then we'll come to the left side. So right foot stands, reach up. Left foot widens and then comes to the inner thigh. Left shoulder will come to the front. So to lean that left shoulder to your knee like a little teapot, look back towards the hammock. Pulling the chest closer so the left hand can grab the opposite pole. Then your right elbow comes around the outside. The hammock's tucking into the armpit. Fingers come in the inside of the hammock. Coming back out. Bringing the hands back to their same side poles. Shoulders come back to center, reaching up nice and high, and feet to the ground. Let's do that one more time. Step into the hammock to standing. Tree pose, left sole of the foot on the inner thigh of the right leg. Left shoulder comes forward. Start to lean like a teapot. Left shoulder to the left knee. Look back to the hammock. Pulling that left hand to grab the right pole. That right hand's gonna wrap around, elbow wraps around the outside. So you're bringing the chest through the center. The fingers are coming to the inside of the hammock. Come all the way out. Unwrap. Coming all the way back out. Reaching up high and then release to the ground. Take a moment here, check into the body. Take some movement if you need it. And we'll do the other side. So left leg steps onto the hammock. Left leg. Reach up nice and high. And tree pose, so hips come to center to standing. Right leg comes out wide, right sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Right hand and shoulder come to the front. Like a teapot, you lean your right shoulder to the knee. Look back behind you. Gonna reach that right hand to the opposite pole. And then the left hand is gonna wrap around the outside. Hammock comes underneath the armpit. Fingertips to the center. Pulling the chest through center. So you're pulling with that right hand and resting the fingers of that left hand, wrapping it around the armpit. So to unwind, chest comes back to the front. That left hand reaches to the left pole. Right hand comes back up high. Bring the shoulders back through center and then feet to the ground. 2 more times on this side. Reach up. Come to standing, tree pose. Right leg comes to the inner thigh. Right shoulder comes through. Teapot. Right shoulder to the knee. Reach across to the opposite side. Wrapping that left armpit into the hammock. Fingers on the inside. Pull the chest through. Coming back out. Chest to the front. Unwinds the arms back to center. Come all the way out to the ground. One more time, just to get it in the memory. Reach up, right leg out wide to the inner thigh. Right shoulder comes to the front. Like a teapot, right shoulder to the knee. Look back to the hammock, reach across to the opposite pole. That left hand wraps around the outside of the hammock, fingers on the inside, and then pull the chest in. Come back to center. Unwind, chest to the front. Hands come back to where they came from. Same side. And then coming all the way down to the ground, all the way out with both legs, shake it out. Take movement here, however your body needs it. And then we're coming through for the next part. So let's watch me for this first round, just so I can break it down for you with your eyes on me before you get in your hammock. So you're gonna come into that first side, so right leg in the hammock, left sole of the foot on the inner thigh. Bring the left shoulder to the front, find that little teapot, shoulder to the knee, look back. Wrapping the armpit around the outside, pulling the chest through. So this pulling the chest through part is gonna help build a little bit of momentum. Just check that knee that's in the hammock, keep a nice little soft bend into it because your hips are leaning and that foot's probably bending onto the knee or bringing pressure onto the knee joint. Okay, so pulling the chest through, you're then going to switch your hand grip. So this left hand is gonna reach over to the right side and the fingers are opposite. So the armpit hand, so the right armpit's wrapped around, fingers are on the inside. The left hand's gonna reach that same pole, fingers are gonna be on the outside. So they're gonna help you twist around. You pull strongly with that top arm to help bring that in momentum to come around the outside of the hammock. And guess what? This is the second drill. Okay, so we're gonna come back again. Control back to the front and then releasing all the way back out. Unwind. So this spinning action is going to disorientate you because there's a lot of lefts and rights. And as you spin, lefts and rights mean nothing to you. So we're going to call the hands top and bottom and think about inside hammock, outside hammock. Okay, so let's try that again together. If you don't get it, it's okay. We're going to do it 2 more times. So coming into that tree position. So right foot on the hammock, left sole of the foot on the inner thigh. Bring the left shoulder in front, find your teapot. So left shoulder leans over to the left knee, look back to the hammock. Switching the hand grip, wrapping the armpit into the hammock as you pull the chest in. Okay, so checking fingers. Those right fingers are on the inside. You're gonna switch, so pull the chest through and then switch as you lean back around the outside and then you face that same direction. Whoop. You're gonna have to switch hand grip again, grab that left pole when you do come around the outside. We're gonna practice that 2 more times, a little spin. So bring the hand back, come back the way that you came. Beautiful, pause here in your little teapot shape. Grab onto that opposite hammock. Wrap up nice and high, so switching grip. So right hand's gonna reach onto the right pole, left hand onto the left pole, and coming back and out. Let's do that 2 more times together. You've got lots of chances here to practice. Reaching up nice and high, find your tree pose, left sole of the foot on the inner thigh. Left shoulder comes to the front, find your teapot. Looking back behind you. Wrap your right armpit onto the hammock. Pulling the chest in, and then press it away, pressing around the outside as you hold on top of the armpit side pole. Coming into a wrap here around the outside. Coming back again. So grab onto that right pole, fingers in the opposite direction. And then you're gonna switch that left hand to reach the opposite pole first. Right hand reaches onto that opposite pole. And then the left hand can come back to that same side again. Come out. Yeah, that was a lot. Let's do that 1 more time. Reach up, tree pose. Teapot, shoulder to the front. Looking back behind you, wrap that armpit in, pull the chest through, and then press it away as you pull that left hand strongly on top of the right hand. And coming into that wrap. Back again. Switching the hand grip, slowly, slowly. Same side. And coming back to the opposite sides. It's very difficult to cue this, so hopefully you're following. Let's do the other side. So left foot steps onto the hammock. Reach up nice and high. Your right leg comes out wide, finds your tree pose, so sole of the foot on the inner thigh. Right shoulder comes to the front. Start to lean into your teapot, right shoulder bends to the knee. Look back to behind you to the hammock. Reach across to the opposite fabric. That left armpit's gonna wrap around the hammock. And you're gonna start to pull your chest through. Beautiful. Taking that twist here. So as you pull the chest through to gain a little bit of a momentum. And then the hand grip is gonna switch. Pulling down strongly to help you turn around the outside of the hammock. When you get to that same side again, so the chest is facing the back of the space, you catch the opposite pole in the armpit again. Let's come on back. Grab that same side, coming back into your teapot. Reaching up nice and high, reach across so you can change your hand grip. Coming back to where you came from, reaching up nice and high with both hands, and coming all the way out. Let's do that 2 more times on that left side. So left foot stance, right foot comes into the tree pose, sole into the inner thigh, right shoulder to the front, find your teapot, right shoulder to the knee, look back behind you, reaching across for the opposite pole with your right hand. Left armpit locks onto the hammock around the outside. Start to pull your chest through the center, find that momentum, push away to reach up high. And then finding the back of your space again as you twist it around the outside of the hammock. Coming back again, letting yourself come around again. Reaching across, right hand to the left pole, left hand to the left pole, right hand to the right pole. Come all the way back out. We're gonna do that 1 more time together, this little bit. Reach up nice and high. Right sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh. Right shoulder to the front, teapot. Reach across, wrap the left armpit onto the hammock, pull in, push away. Pulling that on that right hand to twist around the outside to come back again. As you come back, you'll grab onto both sides. Come all the way out the way that you came. Releasing everything back to the ground. Coming all the way out. Shake it out if you need to. Reset. And we're going to do that last drill. So drill number 3, coming directly into the crossback pose. So right foot steps onto the hammock first. You can watch me for this first round if that makes it easier. Making sure the hammock is in the arch of the foot. Reach up high, coming into tree pose. Left shoulder to the front. Find your teapot, shoulder to the knee. Look back, reach across and wrap the armpit on. Pull the chest through. Wrapping around the outside of the hammock. And then finding that back position. So you're wrapped around the outside of the hammock, hands are on both sides. You're gonna reach up nice and high. The palms are facing each other. And then you're gonna bring your strength into your hand grip as you pull up. Bring that right leg across to the other side. So you're coming into crossback here. When you're in crossback, you can release the hands. If you've got tension on the foot. To come out, you're gonna reach up, bend through that right foot, that standing foot in the hammock. Slipping the left knee through and down to the ground. Just cheating to come back out. Let's do that 2 more times on the right side. So right foot stands, reach up, tree pose, left sole of the foot on the inner thigh, left shoulder to the front, teapot. Reaching across and wrap your right armpit onto the hammock. Pull away, reaching up high to get that last little momentum to spin around. Reach up high, pull up, coming into your crossback, bringing the right leg over to the right side. Coming out, reach up, bending through the right knee, slip the left shoulder through the loop, so in the middle of the hammock, so both legs come together, and then the left leg comes to the ground. And you can step down. It's particularly easier if you're closer to the ground, coming out that way. Okay, one more time. Right foot steps onto the hammock, reach up, tree pose, left sole of the foot on the inner thigh, left shoulder to the front, teapot. Look behind you, wrap that right armpit onto the hammock. Press away, pull that left hand to get that last little bit. Reach up nice and high, pull up, bring that right leg across to the other side over the glutes. So again, more pulling up strength that you have in the upper body, the more you pull up and bring weight into the hands, the easier it is to get that right leg across. Bring the knees together and step the left foot to the ground. If you are higher up, you'll need to bring more weight to your hand grip to control that unwrapping. Let's do the other side. Left foot steps onto the hammock. Reach up nice and high. Come to standing. Tree pose. Right foot on the inner thigh. Right shoulder comes to the front. Leaning into your teapot. Looking back behind you. Wrap your left armpit around the outside. Pull in. Push away. Using that right hand to grip up high and control that last little bit of momentum by pulling into the hammock. Reach up high, that's it. Pulling up as high as you can to bring the left foot over to the left. Coming into cross back, bring the hammock over the glute. To come out, knees come together, bending through the left knee, right foot's gonna control and step down. Let's do that on the left side 2 more times. Shake it out if you need to. Left foot steps onto the hammock. Reach up and come to standing. Right foot comes into tree. Right shoulder to the front, teapot, shoulder to the knee. Back behind you. Reach across and wrap that left armpit into the hammock. Pulling in and push away. Grabbing that same side and pulling strongly with the top arm. Reach up nice and high. Actually, you know what? Reaching up higher might make it more difficult, so Coming into a lower grip if that is feeling hard for you. You'll pull up, press your foot into the hammock to bring it across the body. Beautiful. Knees come together to come out. And stepping out of the hammock slowly with control. Let's do that one more time on the left. Left foot steps onto the hammock, reach up high. Come to standing. Tree pose, right sole of the foot on the inner thigh. Right shoulder comes to the front. Teapot, right shoulder to the knee. Look back, reach across. Wrap the armpit onto the hammock, pull in. Reach up nice and high as you twist around the outside. Pulling up to bring your left foot across the other side. Beautiful. Knees come together. Controlling the descent to step the right foot down. Whew. Alrighty. So that is the end of class. So that covers the second entry into the crossback pose. Now I would love to hear from you. How did you find this crossback entry? Fun, hard, easy? Let me know down in the comments below. I plan to make some more crossback videos in the future, so I would love to hear your feedback and what you'd like to learn next. And if you did enjoy this class, then make sure to let me know by giving me a thumbs up down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Now, if you're wanting some more crossback action, then try out this video where I teach you the first entry into crossback. Or if you're feeling like it's time to cool down and relax, then try out this gentle stretching class over here. It's a great one to wind down and finish up your practice. If this is your first time finding my crossback pose tutorial,